I want to talk to you both about something a bit in the weeds, but important to the small business community and to manufacturing in our nation, and that's duty drawback. Duty drawback basically is a refund on duties and taxes or fees that are applied to imported materials or products that are later exported to other countries. And here are a couple of stats that illustrate how important duty drawback is just in your respective states. In Arizona, $33 billion of potentially impacted exports from companies like Honeywell, Intel, General Dynamics, and others. In Ohio, it's almost double that, with $58 billion of exports from major employers like General Electric, Honda, and Procter & Gamble. This is clearly a big issue for American manufacturers. So my question to both of you is, amidst the ongoing tariffs and the new trade talks, do you think duty drawback should be protected? And how would we go about doing that? And I'll begin with you, Senator Gallego.
Yeah, and so to kind of give you an idea what this is about, Arizona is not just a border state. We're richer because of border trade. And what you will see along the Arizona-Mexico borders, you'll see trains going back and forth. So, for example, a piece of a wing will be made in Mexicali. They'll throw it onto the track, and it'll get over to Yuma. It'll get refurbished there by skilled laborers and then sent back to Mexicali to get finished and then coming back. The way that our trade policy is being affected and tariff policy is being affected is that every time that crosses, it's getting taxed. And at some point, the company will then ask for a refund. My issue with this is that, especially when it comes to our border states and when it comes to our borders, so Mexico and Canada, the reason we have things such as USMCA is to avoid this kind of hectic, burdensome regulatory nature where you have to keep keep track and keep on asking for refunds. The way that we also can have more effective ways to actually deal with this is by having established free trade zones. Free trade zones are not just found along the border; they're actually found fairly inland. I think you have some in Ohio, where you could directly import your goods into these free trade zones. And let's just take Dayton, Ohio, for example. I'm sure they have a free trade zone there, and you can manufacture everything, put it together, and at the end of the day, not deal with this type of, I would say, just kind of crazy system where you have to be applying for refunds back and forth. I mean, no consumer would want to do that. I'm sure no manufacturer wants to do that. I think, again, stay steady if we're going to have tariffs, and I think there's some areas that we need to have them, steady tariffs that are based on true negotiations and agreements really matters. When we have kind of the whiplash of tariff policy that are somewhat based on emotions, I think that's where you're going to have some issues, and having to do these kind of end arounds to kind of go around emotional issuances of tariff policy is probably not the best time, best interest. Yeah.
Senator Moreno.
Yeah, I mean, look, as I said earlier, these deals are pretty much all set now. We got, like I said, deal with the EU, which is historic, huge agreement there. South Korea, Japan, the UK, China, like I said, in my mind, that's resolved. Mexico and Canada will get there. Again, we need to make certain that they step up and do what they need to do. I can tell you Mexico has done that. I was also in Mexico about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They've done a lot to help us secure our border, which is very appreciated, but there's more to be done. But ultimately, you have a very, very strong administration in Secretary Bessent, Jamieson Greer, and as a USTR, and Howard Lutnick in Commerce. They have my full confidence and support to know these issues. They know them very deeply and very well. And I think at the end of this short process, by the way, because this is 7-8 months in, to renegotiate the entire world of trading relationships, an enormous task, and they're doing a great job making that happen.